You are practically finding a fucking unicorn nowadays if she does not have some munchkin somewhere that is following behind her. And if you ask her, hey, where did that little nigga come from? Hoppo, who that nigga? Hoppo, who that nigga on that neck? Hoppo, who that little nappy head kid that got that snot dripping down his nose looking like Roscoe? Y'all know who Roscoe is? Roscoe is from the Martin Show. And Martin used to pretend to be this little kid, and he always had snot on his nose, and he was raggedy. Y'all kids is always raggedy too. He not sweet. He not a good dude. All he do is play video games and stare at the wall all day. His breath stank. He got nappy hair. You won't cut it because you keep saying that his power is in his hair, and you think that he's Samson. That little nigga is not Samson. Cut his hair and get him some manners. Give him a whooping or two. Let him go home to his father so he can learn how to be a man, and he don't be walking around acting like Saucy Santana when he wake up, when he grow up. Cut that little nigga hair. Give him a whooping or two. Send him over there with his father. Stop leveraging the family court in order to be able to continue to be in daddy's life because you don't like the daddy and he look like the daddy. Send that little nigga with his father so he don't grow up and be like EJ, Magic Johnson's son. And then he got booty shorts on every family vacation. That little nigga got booty shorts on because you keep telling him and having him hanging around your girlfriends and keep talking that sassy shit. And every time he walk around on your heels, you think it's cute. Let that little nigga go with his father so he can know what it means in order to get his hands dirty. I'm just saying. You can't walk 5 feet in an urban community and not see a single woman that does not have a little Roscoe that's walking behind her talking about, I don't want to hear that shit. Who is this little nigga on that nag? And I did not sign up for the family deal. This is not a package deal. I don't want that little nigga to be. I didn't sign up for him. Now you got to give him a high five every time you sneak over his mama house at night in order to go and bust her down. What's up, little man? Every time you walk past him, you know how you got to rub him and make his head, his hat crooked. His hat be like this, and he be like this with his baseball cap, with his baseball muff. What's up, little man? And every time he, what's up, little nigga? Knowing you ain't came over here for that little, you came over here for his mama. His mama got that Gawk 3000. Every time you pull up, you ain't really trying to go into the house, so you tell her to come out to the car. She go ahead, put her head in your lap, and then you look up, you see this little nigga in the window like this. Your mama doing some strange things for some change. I didn't even know you was in there, little homie. Hey, you got somebody in the window. Who was that? Oh, that's Man. That's Roscoe. You smoking trees, he getting that secondhand contact smoke, and he only 13 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. He already high and he ain't never smoked before because you can't stop smoking in the crib and he don't know nothing other than what it is that you and your girlfriends is doing. So now he a crackhead and he gonna be wearing your high heels when he get older. But shout out to the fellas. Shout out to the men that don't yet recognize how great that they are and how phenomenal they are. And they continue to subject themselves to you because you trapped them. And then you didn't even realize how great that they are. So you put them in a friend zone and then selected the people that was the worst for you. And then you came back when you was 30 and you expected for him to pick up the pieces because Dr. Umar Johnson, he was subscribed to Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson said, hey, we need to be responsible and pick up the pieces in our community. So then he put you in a position to where you had to go and subject yourself to a woman that was not worthy of your greatness, but for some reason, somehow you got to be faithful to a chick for the streets that everybody done fucked on, everybody done ran a train on. And so she's supposed to be your woman and you supposed to pick up the pieces in the community because you owe somebody something. Shit. Since when? Let these old simps leave that old mindset alone. Leave them to where they are. Discard them. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go straight to jail, my nigga. We are doing away with that nonsense. And you don't have to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. All you got to do is make the conscious decision to remove yourself from the pool of women that don't deserve to be in your presence. It's as simple as that. She don't deserve you because you too good for her. Every single day, it seems like in every space, I see some woman that says to another woman, you deserve to be with a good man. Why? How? Where did you get that from? How do you substantiate that argument? Why does she tell me what qualifies her? I'm curious. What qualifies? Last week I had a dude that came up on the panel and he said he was willing to crash out for y'all queens. What qualifies a woman to deserve a good man? See, a man has to earn everything he gets in this world. His salary, his place in life, his hierarchy amongst other men, even the women that he wants. Most of the time you have to earn your place in that and your status to even be able to attract. You are what you attract. So let me understand. Why do you automatically, just because you got a pocket pussy, deserve a good man? What qualifies? Honestly, what does he get? What does he get on the other end of that spectrum? If you had to evaluate the value that you have in his lifetime, forget the bring it, comment, what do you come to the table with conversation? Forget that part. You as a human, guys and girls, right? If a guy says, listen, this is the value that I add into society, he can substantiate that with real things. Now, if a woman comes into a society or she comes into a relationship and she has to substantiate the value that she adds into that thing, if you go on a job, when you go on a job interview, right, and anything you do in life, and anything you do from a business perspective, and anything you do socially, you have to justify why you deserve and what value you can add into that organization. When you go on a job interview, they say, hey, listen, why should we hire you? Right? What were some of the obstacles that you were able to overcome? Do you have this level of experience? Do you have this level of training? Do you have this degree? Right? How many people have you managed? What did you do when you got into a certain situation? How would you build up the organization? Why should we pay you this amount of money? It then becomes a negotiation if they can see the value that you can add, right? Because the value that you have to bring has to be more than what they pay you. Otherwise, it doesn't justify why it is that you should be a part of the organization. When you go into any social setting, right? If you decide to pledge, right? Even though you decided to pledge in order to have some kind of hierarchy or some kind of relevance, or so that you can use that social network in order to continue to level up, they have to extract some level of value from you. You have to pay dues, right? You have to do volunteer work. You have to be prestigious and represent the organization a certain type of way, right? You have to be able to do certain things and that you help other people become better versions of themselves. You add value into that organization. If you join into any social circle, not just if you pledge, if you join into any social circle, right? If you go into a country club, if you go into a place where you have to pay dues in order to be a part of that organization, you network effectively by being able to pour into other people and they see the value that you add into the group. And as a result, you become much stronger as a unit than you are as an individual, which is one of the reasons why we network effectively in the first place. You have to add value into that organization, which is one of the reasons that they recruit you to then participate in what it is that they're building as a unit, right? Relationships is the only thing in the world that you automatically by default as a woman deserve to get the best, even though you didn't have to do anything to do.